What's going on, folks? It's your guy Tommy Gann, TG here, Ice Cold Sports, America's sports show, but you knew that already. And he's back again. The king, the lordly prince of the plains, returns to the podcasting realm once again. Master Zachary Lyons,
Master. I like that. You should call me that
master,
more often.
master of the house, Zachary Lyons. If you know Les Miserables, you know what I'm talking about. How you doing there, Zach?
Good, TG. It's good to be back. I know we've had a bit of a hiatus on the YouTube recordings, but I'm excited to chop it up tonight.
Oh, little Zachy here. He doesn't like doing the Instagram lives. That's a little too spontaneous for him.
TG caught me kind of by surprise. Next time all I can do is hope to do better. In a coach put me in a really big spot. I like to think I delivered
Sure, you
for the
did. You
fan
did.
base.
You
It's
did.
it's I
Yeah.
guess that's up to only the fans can judge that. But
The fans will be judging you, and they'll be judging you right now. Hey, you know what? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And that brings us to the big topic, other than the Florida Gators winning a national championship in golf, no big deal. The big topic,
chomp.
that's right. The NBA Finals. The Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. I know Zachary here has been waiting for this his entire little boy life ever since he was a little Zachary
I don't I don't
down here,
appreciate
little
I
baby
don't appreciate
Zachary,
all the allusions to me being a little boy on this
little
podcast so
little
far,
boy
but go
little boy
on.
Zachary, 7 pounds 9 ounces in his crib watching the Nuggets. He finally
Well,
makes it to the NBA Finals. He's taking on the Heat. Himmy Butler. Listen, I really like the Nuggets in this series. Maybe you don't like hearing that because it could be some type of jinx, but I really like the Nuggets in this series, especially coming off of the Heat having to play 7 whole games against the Celtics, coming this close to disaster. If the Celtics had won Game 7, then I'd say maybe you're sunk because that's a freight train rolling down the tracks, and you're not stopping that momentum.
oh
Eh,
yeah, the vibes scared the hell out of me if they
oh
won that
yeah,
game seven.
it's like when the Red Sox they came back from an 0-3 lead, and then they rolled over the Cardinals in the series. I mean, it's just
Didn't
one
they
of those
didn't they
things.
sweep
They
didn't they
did.
sweep the World Series after that? Yeah.
They
Yeah, it's
did.
just like all the momentum that you create from that, the positive energy. God, I was just so I was I it was over probably by halfway through the third quarter the other
Oh
night,
yeah,
but I was just dreading that game the entire day because I'm like this, to be the first to do it, to have that kind of momentum, just like steamrolling into the finals. I think the Nuggets probably would have still been favored against the Celtics, but I personally, in my selfish, for selfish fandom reasons, would not probably have felt as comfortable with
sure,
that.
sure. And let me ask you this: so last year, the Avalanche made the Stanley Cup. How do you feel compared to the Avs making the Stanley Cup? I understand the Avs had made the Stanley Cup before; they had won the Stanley Cup before, but that had been like you were a little baby boy when that happened. Is this
Yeah,
feel different? Does this feel like a different kind of experience than last year?
it does because uh, can you even remember the last team? Like who was the last first time champion we had in sports? Was it the
Raptors.
was or it was them, and then it was the Nationals did it in the same year, I believe.
That's right.
They
Yep.
were they were first time champions. So been three something years. It's that I have never experienced that moment for a franchise. That really excites me. That feels different from the Avs in a way, but then also um it's a different, it's a different type of matchup here because you're coming in against I don't know that we can call the Heat a Cinderella run with
Yeah, oh, that is
they've
absolutely a Cinderella run. They're the
well,
first
it,
8 seed since 1999 to make the NBA Finals. I'd
yeah,
say
but
they came this close to losing to the Bulls. And I love
I
the
hear
Bulls.
you. I hear you, but they've been in the finals they've been in the finals since like 7 times in the last 20 years. I,
Come
underachieving team in
on.
the regular season. I don't know.
Cinderella, I
Maybe
think
I'm
it's
just
fair to say Cinderella. It's
okay.
fair.
Maybe
Say
I'm
the
just
words. Say the
yeah.
words. Say the word.
Cinderella run.
There you
They were
go.
an 8 seed. They were if the Bulls played a good second half, we wouldn't be having this conversation right
Or
now.
we'd be having Nuggets versus Bulls, but that's another conversation.
Okay. Um, yeah, the vibes are different because the Lightning were just so two-time defending, if I'm not mistaken, coming into that series, and then played in the final the year before their first cup in that run. I also think so.
They were kind of a
Um,
fraud, two-time fraud champion in my opinion because they didn't get full seasons with fans either time. But go on, you're correct.
fuck, I'm sorry.
Please
Damn it.
keep no taking the Lord's name in vain on this podcast, Zachary. Damn it,
I tried.
folks. This is what happens when you let a heathen on your podcast. It is an absolute disaster.
I'm sorry. That's a first timer for me. I've never choked on my water in the middle of a podcast before.
Well, first
Um,
time for everything.
Yeah, it's you can edit that out, but I'm not you might not. I know how you roll sometimes.
Continue.
We're well, I mean I was pretty much at the end of that point
All right, fine.
before I started choking on my water. Cinderella run versus two-time defending. Vibes feel stronger going in, but um it first time champion, first time final sort of thing too, so you never know.
Here's another question I have, and it's rest versus rust. The old fashioned knock 'em out, drag out question. Is it better to have more rest, or if you're too rested, are you too rusty? And that comes to a head here because the Nuggets have had a whole week, over a week, since the last time they played. Well, the Heat obviously just won 7 games. Do you see that as a potential? Are you worried about that as a potential issue, or do you think that this puts you guys in favor? I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because they're worn out. They got to go through all that adrenaline. Now they got to face. They got to go again. You guys are Nikola Jokic is ready. He's got his rest. Now he's back to 100%.
Yeah, I'm between two minds on this one because it just seems like Jokic doesn't give a shit about anything and he's just ready to roll out of bed and play basketball and just give someone a triple double at any given moment. But I could see it I could see the Heat stealing one of the first two games. Like I could see them stealing one of the home games and flipping home court. Not necessarily saying that would doom the Nuggets in the series, but they've played at a playoff level intensity more recently. I don't know, that feels relevant to me. I don't know about you.
I, if they were going to have a hiccup in momentum, it would have happened during that Lakers series. I really think so. And the fact that they were able to stay focused and stay on point, as much as it is a stupid thing to say, the Lakers played a great series for a team that lost. They did have a lot of close games, it felt like, in that series where the Lakers felt like
You
they could have had.
God, you were such a capital J, TG.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
You were a
whoa,
part of the
whoa, whoa. Back up,
mainstream
back.
media
Hey,
giving
no,
the
no, no, no,
Lakers
no.
all the
No, 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 no,
credit.
no. I'm not giving Lakers the credit. I'm giving the credit to the Nuggets for holding them off. They
Yeah,
played tough in some of those games, and the Nuggets did not step down an inch. They were ready, and they swept, and they deserved that sweep. The Lakers did not give them quarter in a lot of those games, and they stepped up. I'm saying if they were going to trip up, it would have been in that series. Do not put words in my mouth, Zach. I am not giving any extra credit to the Lakers. I am giving all the credit to the Denver Nuggets. Please, sir,
Fair enough. Yeah, no,
please.
fair enough. And piggybacking off of your
Oh,
excellent
now you're
point,
picking. Now you're piggybacking. Now you're piggybacking.
piggybacking off your excellent point that I so
Thank you.
rudely interrupted. Um, yeah, I mean this Nuggets team is probably, I think you can say they're battle tested in these playoffs. They survived, they survived a lot of huge runs in those Suns and Lakers series, especially in the Phoenix games and the round two series. Just it felt like Booker, it felt like Booker could not miss at times. And they're just they just feel like the one offense to me in these playoffs that just never turns off. Like the Celtics had a bunch of moments where they were just like shooting a ton of threes that all turned into bricks with no motion. Butler's had some bad nights for the Heat, and he really kind of drives their entire offense. I the they're definitely the I'm I hate being like the gassier team up guy, but
Gas your team. Hey, here's the gas can. You got diesel or you got unleaded. Don't matter. Gas it up. Come on.
I don't want to speak any I don't want to jinx anything.
I'll jinx it for you. This Nuggets team is far superior than what the Heat have. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, I understand Jimmy Butler's been amazing. Yes, do I wish he's still on the Chicago Bulls? Yes. Uh, 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 do the Heat were they better than what their record showed? Yes. Okay, I think those are all fair things to say. Now, are they as good as this Nuggets team has been? The answer is no. And people are going to start counting out the Nuggets. I promise you that. That's what I'm seeing already. People saying,
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it.
because they all are hyped on the Heat's run, and they're going to be like, because they didn't spend any time watching the Nuggets, which we've already seen the media have admitting left and right. Oh, I haven't watched the Nuggets at all. Like saying they underrated Nikola Jokic, even though he's in the two-time, should be three-time running MVP. Uh, uh, you're going to see a lot of people gassing up the Heat in the next couple days. But you know what happens when you put heat with gas? It explodes. It blows up in your face. And that's what's going to happen here. The Nuggets are going to strike gold in this series. I'm saying Nuggets in 6. Yes, I think the Heat take a couple games, but I think it mirrors their co-tenants in Ball Arena, the Colorado Avalanche. They win in 6 games, and it is another championship parade in Denver, City of Champions. First, the Avalanche. Next, the Nuggets. Hopefully, Sean Payton brings one home for the Broncos, and then the Rockies will in 2050.
The Rockies need to just go ahead and make me the GM so we can get the
Get the ball rolling.
We need to get the sabermetric oriented rebuild started.
Ooh, Billy Bean and some skinny jeans over here.
Yeah, I mean, Dick's not going to throw any money into it other than some shiny, overpriced veterans that he finds interesting every once in a while. So they need someone with some sort of baseball intelligence.
Some smart person like you.
Yeah.
Are you Brad Pitt? Can we just start calling you Brad Pitt?
I don't know that I'm that handsome, but
you're Brad Pitt.
I think
Brad Pitt. Everybody, right here.
I could play that GM role very well.
I think you could play Jonah Hill better.
Like a fat Jonah Hill or a skinny Jonah?
Did you not see Money?
This is gonna affect how I feel.
Has never seen. Have you not seen Moneyball?
No, of course I have.
Do you not remember who was in Moneyball?
Yeah, no, it was a fat Jonah Hill.
Well, you just answered your own question.
I don't appreciate that comparison either.
Listen, as another man that has wrestled with his own weight issues, although I did run the boulder, my legs finally feeling better, but man,
nice,
killing me.
Nice dunk and flex at the same time.
My goodness, my legs are just killing me the last couple days because I haven't been doing enough high impact aerobics. I've been doing too much on the elliptical. It's brutal. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. You finish the boulder in an hour and 6 minutes, and then you find out you find your legs just killing you the next day. Awful.
You got anything else to flex on? You finish the semester well. You got any big bucks rolling in? Ladies all over you? Got
Well,
any other
you
got
said
any
it.
other flexes you want to get out of the way?
Well, you said it. I didn't. Um, it's if I were you, I'd soak this up, enjoy this moment. I come from a much more of a loser city now. The Chicago has been a loser city for a while. Although we do get Bedard. Bedard's going to bring us back to the promised land. But besides that, I mean, Fields and the Bears are still a couple years away. I'm looking forward to rubbing that in your face. Um, and the Bulls, you can say whatever. Cubs have just been brutal this year. So enjoy it. Soak it up. Enjoy this time where you have great teams. Now, here's another question I have for you, kind of a little bit away from the finals. Boston. Has Boston lost their championship fastball? Because they had the best record ever in the history of the NHL. And
Yeah.
they lose the first round. And then this year they come this close. The old Boston comes back and wins this in seven. Instead, new Boston, not so much. People are
Yeah.
asking.
Well, now you've got me thinking of what even the last Boston championship was. Was it the
20, that was the Patriots. Patriots.
uh, 2018 Red Sox?
Was it the 2018? It what? Wait, what?
Like
No, no.
Chris Sale, Mookie Betts. They traded Mookie right after that.
So it was
No, they
early
traded.
2019. It was the Super Bowl that was in February 2019. Those Patriots.
Oh,
They were the last
yeah.
Boston team to win a championship. Now, a couple months earlier, that Red Sox team did win a championship. You're right. But
Yeah, you're right. I'm confused. I'm confusing the dates, but
yep,
yeah.
yep, I know what you
So,
mean.
yeah, get it together, Boston. Denver professional sports championships won in the year of 2022. Denver won, Boston
Well,
0.
in the
It's just
2020s.
in the 2020s in general.
Yeah. I mean, is Denver the new Boston?
So many people are asking.
Many people are asking. Also, one last piece of news. I was looking, seeing that the Raiders, they might have Tom Brady quarterback and be the owner. I mean, wasn't Tom
Is
Brady
that
already the owner as a quarterback?
he?
Badum.
I don't. I don't think. Yeah, yeah.
Swish.
Nice pun, TG. I don't think he sure as shit wouldn't have let um the debacle in Alliance Stadium last the pitch play from Myers. He wouldn't have let that
Well,
debacle. But is the Garoppolo thing real? I haven't read up on that.
I
Is there a
don't
legitimate chance he
understand.
gets released?
I don't understand why you bring in Garoppolo when you have Derek Carr. It is bringing in the worst version of Derek Carr in Garoppolo. Truly, truly. I mean, you can say many things about Derek Carr, but I truly think the problem with that franchise has not been Derek Carr, honestly. And
No.
and
It's the stability of everything around him.
exactly. So I mean, and to bring in Jimmy G, who I think is a much lower quarterback than
He's
Derek
fine.
Carr.
He's
He's
entirely
fine.
fine.
He's
Yeah, he's
fine,
fine.
but Derek Carr is good. Legitimately. Like maybe you say that's ridiculous because he's not been on a lot of great teams, but I think he's a good quarterback. There are a few quarterbacks that kind of battled their way back to kind of relevance for a while that have the ability to do that, and he did that. So I
The
think
the list of guys I have over Carr is like 10 or less.
he's not top
So
10. Okay, let's pump the brakes there, hot shot. He's not a top 10 quarterback.
15 or less.
Fine,
I was
yes,
just
I'll
kind
give
of
you that.
trying to ballpark it real quick,
I was
but
about to say we're gonna have a top 10 quarterback debate right here, and it's not gonna be pretty.
well, everyone tries to say they're like some guy has like a 300-yard, 3 touchdown week, and everyone's like, oh, yep, top 10 guy. There's no
The
consistent
the Justin
barometer
Herbert
for
effect.
he's legitimate. He's legitimately in that tier though.
I
The
I'm
arm talent
starting to
alone.
really start to kind of call some BS on him a little bit. Like, come on, show me something. Show me something. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on.
I did
Come on.
the
Show me
arm the
something.
arm the arm talent,
Come
Thomas.
on. You got the
The arm
talent.
talent.
You got the talent around you, baby. You should be able to do something. You got owned
He
by
had the he's the biggest arm in the NFL with the least
yeah.
vertical receivers in the NFL.
And then you let Trevor Lawrence just basically roll all over you in that playoff game.
That was so goddamn funny.
I mean, what are you gonna say there? Although to be fair, they kind of had a nice run going for him. So
It was I that's another case of I think the surroundings more than the player, just like the same conversation we had with Carr.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut out like three quarters of this podcast, but no big deal. I just like talking to my bud. My
You're
bud.
not gonna have to cut that out. That's fair use.
No, I know. I've been rambling so much in this podcast, it just gets ridiculous after a while. That about wraps it up, folks. Look forward to the Stanley Cup final, the NBA finals, and the Stanley Cup final. What do you
The
think about?
finals.
What do you think about? One final note. What do you think about warm weather teams in the NHL in the Stanley Cup final? Do you think that's hilarious, like I do?
Yeah, I the Canada Cup drought is one of my favorite things in
Oh, it's
sports.
so beautiful.
Our neighbors to the north can continue. They can continue living in inferiority
What's
to us.
so funny is that they say, well, it's mostly Canadians on these teams. And like, sure, yeah. But if you had mostly a majority American team and then won a Stanley Cup with that team, you wouldn't care. You just would care that you won a Stanley Cup. I mean, the
They're
Maple Leafs literally have their star is American. So I mean,
yeah, their star was born in LA. Um, Yeah, I mean these teams are full of Canadians that prefer living in
do
America,
you think that's why this happens?
in warm places
Do you think
in
that why the
America.
curse is it has happened is because free agents don't want to sign in Canada?
I mean the Leafs and the Leafs and the Oilers have had no shortage of opportunities in recent years in terms of the talent that they've been bringing in. So um
True.
I didn't the Canucks lost in seven against the Bruins. God, that was almost like 10 years ago, wasn't
That
it?
was 10 years ago. That was another fun fact. Another 0-3 comeback that didn't happen was the Blackhawks in the first round against the Canucks that year. Went to
Oh, fun.
overtime game seven. There's another fun fact. All right, folks. That wraps it up. We laughed, we cried, we hurled. I'm Tom again. Please subscribe at iSchoolSPRTS, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. At Tommy SGHAN on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Watch my newest TikTok about the beef between Pippen and Jordan. Pippen being all salty. I don't know what's up with him. Did you watch my TikTok yet?
I haven't, so I'll go do that right after this.
You better.
Make sure to give it a like.
And give him your socials, Zach?
Mainly just a tweeter these days. Zach underscore Lyons 24 if you care to engage.
I bet they do. I'm Tom again. That's Zach Lyons, and this has been Ice Cold Sports. See you guys.